What's going on, all my toy collectors and Batman fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox, and welcome to the Cave of Wonders. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the Dark Knight Trilogy Model Series Bat Signal. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store for roughly around about 20 bucks. It's a model kit of the Dark Knight Bat Signal. I'm not sure if you have to glue it together or snap it together, but we'll see once we crack it out of the box. And after I assemble it, we're going to see how it looks next to some old Mattel Dark Knight movie figures, even the tumbler, and we'll also see how it looks standing next to the 7-inch DC Multiverse figures. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, now starting off with the front of the box, you can see it says the Batman 1/12 Dark Knight Trilogy Assemble Model Series Bat Signal. Has the DC Warner Brothers logo right there, the Dark Knight Trilogy logo up at the top. Has the name of the company that actually makes this, but I don't know what it is because I can't read it because it's in like a Chinese scripture, so I don't know what that is, okay? Right here, you can see the model of that Bat Signal all put together, and it lets you know that it does shine, so it does light up and project the Bat Signal on a wall or wherever you're going to be shining it, okay? I've already measured this box up for you guys and measured out to 11.5 inches long by 9 inches tall by 4 inches in depth, okay? This is what you get on the side. That right there is what the Bat Signal is going to be looking like. This right here is a bunch of writing that I don't know how to read, basically. Let you know that the product name is the Bat Signal product type assemble model 112 for the Dark Knight Trilogy for ages 14 and older, and it says it is electronic. So yep, nothing on the back of the box, same thing on each side. This right here just shows you all the different pieces that it's going to take to basically snap this thing together. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's a snap together model or a glue together model, but we'll see once I pop it out and see all the parts and see what the instructions say, okay? Let's go ahead and crack this baby out of the box. Okay, now here's all the pieces out of the box. It's actually not too many pieces. This right here is the first one, and you can see that they're all hooked in. You're going to have to end up snapping them off of these little arms that end up holding each piece, but not too many pieces. So here's the first one. Second piece right here, and you can see there's only like 6 pieces on here you got to snap off. Third piece just looks like the housing of the actual projector. This right here is the light. Fourth piece. Fifth piece right here, and the 6th piece looks like the inside of the light itself, okay? And then it comes with a little instruction booklet right here. On the back, you see it says Dark Knight Trilogy. When you open it up, it just shows you all the pieces that should come in the box. Let you know what each one of these little symbols up here at the top mean in case you come across them in the directions. It doesn't say anything about this thing has to be glued or snapped together. I guess we'll just see. And then it gives you a step-by-step guide of how exactly to put this thing together. Now, like I said, it doesn't say if you need any glue, screwdrivers, anything like that. So I guess I'll see once I start popping it out and then putting it together, okay? And I'll let you guys know exactly how long it took me to put this thing together, all right? And then on the back, it just shows you basically how to end up working that light. There's a button on the back you push, and then the light ends up lighting up. I'm not sure what kind of batteries this thing takes because it doesn't say it on the box, okay? But yep, other than that, let's go ahead. I'm going to put this thing together for you guys and show you. It doesn't look like it takes that much to put together. But if, like I said, if it does take glue, I'll let you guys know, okay? So stick with me. Okay, now here's all the pieces after I snapped them off of the main little housing they were all hooked to. As you guys can see, there's not too many pieces here. It was really easy to end up just popping them off. I didn't need any kind of cutters or nothing like that. Now, this isn't something you have to glue together. It's just something you have to push together and snap together. Really easy. I ended up finding out that it takes 3 AAA batteries, and then you end up needing a really small little Phillips head screwdriver right here. A really small one because these screws ended up being really small, and you're going to end up needing that just for this piece right here to take the screws out of it to get the batteries in it, okay? Let's go ahead and put this thing together real quick. I actually wasn't going to do this on camera, but it ended up being really easy just to tinker around with it. So I'm going to end up showing you guys how to put it together real fast, all right? All right, real quick, one thing I forgot to mention, there was another piece. It was just inside of here wrapped up in that plastic, so I didn't end up seeing it. So there is a piece right here. I just forgot to mention that when I was showing you guys all the parts, okay? Now this right here is the first step. Basically, you just take this little Bat Signal, and as you guys can see, it has 3 little knobs that are sticking out of it, one in the bottom. So end up turning this piece. Now you want to pick the smooth side. It doesn't say that inside of the directions, but you want to make sure you don't touch too much all over here because then you'll get your fingerprints all on it, all right? So you want to kind of hold it on the side, and then you just push this little Bat Signal right into these little grooves, okay? Just like that. you know, and they just push in there. There you go. There you go, just like that. Yep, you end up just pushing them in there. And then the next step says that you take this little housing right here, and it has 3 little knobs on it kind of sticking out. You guys can see how they're sticking out. There's not one up at the top. That's because this is the top of it and these are the bottom. And you just take this piece right here and it just slides into this groove right here. There's a groove on each side. You just take this little piece of plastic and you just slide that into there, just like that. Fits in there. Now, like I said, make sure that the 3 little grooves right here that are coming out, you make sure those are on the bottom and on the sides, okay? And right there's how it looks. Like I said, if you guys get fingerprints, I'd try to wipe that off if I was you guys, but I'm sure this thing being a snap together, you guys can end up just popping this off if you guys need to, okay? But yep, that's it for this piece right here. Move on to the next step, which is this piece right here. And you guys want to make sure that this is basically going to be the front. You guys want to be looking at the back, and you'll see a little thing sticking out right there. You want to take this and you want to put these little side pieces. They look like little electronic panels or something like that. You want to basically stick those down in here, just like this. They slide in there, and you guys can see that they're kind of thicker up at the top, and that's where you guys want them to be, just like that. See that? How it is? You want to just slide them in there, just like this. Yep. And you're not going to hear any kind of snap. They just sit in there, okay? And it doesn't matter what side you guys put these on. You just slide them in there just like that, okay? Yep. And then you're going to take the top of the housing, which is right here, and you're going to end up, you guys can see that there's a groove right here and a groove right there, so you know which, you'll know that you're not going to put it on the wrong side like this, okay? Because you guys can see those 2 grooves. And then they just sit in there with these little knobs right there. See them little pegs sticking out? You want to just hook them right in there. And make sure you have it before you guys push it, okay? Because you guys don't want to break these off. Yep. There you go. Just like that, okay? Like I said, this is going to be the front. This is going to be the back. At least I think so far, all right? But yep, that right there is how you put that together. Let's move on to the next step, which is taking this little clear round piece right here. Now, it does have a little thing. You can see it right there, this little peg sticking up. It's not anywhere else on here. It's only on this piece right here. You're going to take that and you're going to slide this right into the back. Right there, just like that, okay? Now, it doesn't end up clicking in. Or does it click in? It does. Can you guys see that little piece right there in the plastic right there? See that little groove right there? That's where you want this little groove right here to end up going into. There you go, just like that. And it'll slide right in there, okay? It's not going to slide all the way in there, but for the most part, it's going to be in there, all right? That just basically makes sure it doesn't rotate or anything like that, okay? Okay, on the next step, you're going to end up having to hook on these 2 little pieces right here. Now, I do want to point out that while I was breaking this off, my fingernail ended up going underneath this piece of plastic. It might have been their fault, it might have been my fault because I was trying to pop it off, but it ended up, you know, just chipping a little bit. No big deal for me, but it's something that did happen. So, and then you end up just popping these on. They just go on these little side pieces right here. And then they just push them on. And that basically ends up holding the top piece and the bottom piece that you just pushed together, ends up holding them in, okay? You just slide those on there and then just push it on with your fingernails, just like that, yep. And it didn't matter which side. They were labeled like you know, part A, part B, but it didn't matter. You just push them on just like that. Okay, now the next step, you're going to end up taking that piece that you put together in the first, like the bat signal or whatever. Now, I was wrong. This isn't actually the front. This is the back, and this is the front piece right here. And you're going to end up sliding this on there just like this. You guys can see that little groove right there. It's going to slide into this groove right there. And then these little pieces are going to end up sliding into the side just like that, all right? And you can see there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's 1 on the bottom. And they're going to end up hooking into all these little spots right there, okay? So kind of just line it up right. Just like that, and it'll slide right into place. Just like that, all right? So I was wrong. This is actually the back, not the front. Yep. And then just push it, make sure it's on. Make sure you don't push on this piece, just push on the outside plastic right there. And that right there is what you're gonna get, okay? Now it did come with 3 little pieces right here, and you just take those and you'll end up hooking those into these pieces right here, okay? On the sides or whatever. And I'll show you that real quick. See this piece right here? Here's the front of it. Here's the back. So you wanna make sure you use the front, sit it right on there, and then just push it down in there, just like that. Move on to the next piece, slides in there just like that. And then the last piece right here on this side, hooks in there just like that. Yep. You don't have one on the bottom, all right? So right there, that's how it's gonna end up looking, all right? And the next step is this piece right here. You're supposed to hook in the back, but it actually ends up, it kind of skips it out of order. You're right here at this step, and then it's going to go 8, 9, 10, but you got to put the batteries in this thing first, okay? And as you guys can see, it doesn't show a screwdriver or anything like that. That's how I ended up knowing you got to pop out these little pieces. And that's what I'm going to show you guys real quick, because I had a little bit of trouble with it. I was like, man, do you turn this thing? How do you get the batteries in it? But basically, you just take your fingernail, you just slowly kind of pick at this little groove right here. You see that? And then they pop out. There's 2 of them, one right here and one on the bottom. Just pull those and they pop out. And then there's going to be 2 little screws. And I already popped them out for you guys. And like I said, these are really small little Phillips head screws. So you're going to need a really small screwdriver, okay? Once you do that, you push right here. You push right here. And it end up just popping off right there just like that, okay? Yep. And it pops off. And then you're going to end up needing 3 AAA batteries. Right there. There. Right there. And then this is the button on the back. You push that button and end up lighting up. Sorry if it's really bright, but it is a pretty bright, so it's meant to shine that bat signal, okay? So that's all you need. Then you go ahead and just snap this back on, just like that. You're not going to hear any kind of clicking noise. It just ends up, you know, pushing on, and then you end up screwing those back on, okay? And I'll end up, I'll do that for you guys real quick off camera. Okay, now after you screw them in, you just push these little pieces on right there, right back to where they were in the first place. Now you guys can see that there's a big groove right here and then a smaller groove right here. Those are the pieces that you end up pushing to pull this piece off when you're putting the batteries in. And as you guys can see on the back, there's a big small groove here and a big groove there. So you just want to line those up just like that. And as you guys can see, it ends up sliding on there really easy. You just push it on there. And then what you're going to want to do is just grab it and then rotate it all the way until it clicks. And you'll hear it kind of like, you know, clicking like that, like it's stuck into place. Now that won't come off. That way, if you guys ever need to change the batteries, you guys just rotate it and then it will pop off, okay? And that right there is it for that piece. On to the next one. You're going to take the bottom. This is basically the housing that it's all going to sit on. And then you guys just take this piece right here. You guys can see that it has 3 little grooves. One right there, one right here, and then one on the side right there. And then you just basically click those into place. Yep. Just like that. And it'll rotate back and forth if you guys need it to. That way you guys can adjust this bat signal depending on what way you guys want to turn it, all right? Yep, and right there it is. And then we're gonna move on to the next step, which is taking the main housing, taking these 2 little control arms, and you just slide them in there. Now, they're not meant to snap into place. They just, you know, pop right on there just like that. You take the other one, pop it in on the other side, and this is what basically holds that bat signal to the base. And then you see these little square grooves right there? They're going to end up sliding right into these other square grooves to the base. So just hold it, kind of fit them on, and then push it down. It's not going to do like any kind of hard click or anything like that. And I know you're probably thinking like, oh, it looks a little loose right here, but that's because it's meant to articulate up and down if you guys need it to, all right? Now let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom out. That's pretty much it. You already done built it. It's all put together. Let's go ahead and zoom the camera out and show you guys how it looks with the light on, all right? Okay, now here it is all put together. Like I said, this thing was really easy, no glue. The only screws you needed was to change the batteries. Ended up measuring out to 6 inches tall by about 5 inches all the way around, almost 5 inches, and it's going to be 5 inches either way you go because it's the same dimension from the bottom of this base. All right. Like I said, the only screws you needed was to change that change the batteries compartment. Then there's a button right here. You end up pushing that button, and it turns on the light. And this light is actually really bright, and you guys can see that the Christian Bale bat signal right there. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on this board real fast. Let's go ahead and move this camera up. Right there's what it looks like, okay? And I'll turn the light off for you guys and let you guys see what it looks like as well, all right? 1 second. Okay, now let's check it out. Booyah! Right there's how it looks. Pretty awesome, huh? Man, this thing's pretty cool, man, for only 20 bucks, man. But yeah, man, like I said, it does articulate. You guys can, let's move it down real quick. This is basically what it looks like when all the lights are off. And like I said, it does articulate. You guys can lift it straight up if you guys want. You guys can keep it straight. Oh, sorry. You guys can keep it straight. You guys can, you know, put it to a lean like that, just like how I did it. And that bat signal ends up shining really, really bright. I just have it on a little backboard right there. So yeah, like I said, man, this thing's pretty awesome. Let's see how it looks standing next to some different size figures, okay? Okay, just for scale purposes, I wanted to show you guys what it looked like next to a Mattel. This right here is a 4-inch Mattel Dark Knight Batman figure right here. And this right here is a Spin Master, The Batman, the Robert Pattinson movie. This right here is a 4.5-inch figure right there, okay? So I want to show you guys what this bat signal looked like in scale compared to these two figures. This right here is some other 4-inch Spin Master figures right here. Obviously, this bat signal is a bit bigger, but the reason I wanted to point it out to you guys is because you guys can actually switch out these emblems if you guys want for other emblems. They don't sell any of them, but if you guys want to pop this piece off right here, the one from the Christian Bale movies, you guys can actually cut out a piece of foam or something and add that in there. So I wanted just to show you guys what it looked like with all these different figures in case you guys wanted to buy this signal and possibly use it for different ones. Now, if you guys got that DC Multiverse McFarlane 6-pack Batman set, you'll know that that came with a bat signal as well. And that projector came with different lenses for different styles of the bat symbol from different live action versions of Batman. Now I wanted to show you guys actually what it looked like. Now that signal is actually smaller than this one. So if you guys actually try to put this one on there, it will fit. It's not going to fit in there because as you guys can see, this piece right here isn't as wide as this one right here, isn't as round. But if you guys did pop this off, you guys could end up, you know, like using these if you guys want. I just wanted to show it to you guys real quick exactly what it looked like. There it is up on the wall. Now, like I said, if you guys were to use this one, you guys could see, hold on real quick. You guys can see that other emblem, like this one right here, the Batfleck emblem, will end up working. You guys just got to take off that other, the Christian Bale bat symbol from the Dark Knight. You actually have to end up popping that plastic piece off. But I did want to show you guys that these ones from the multiverse will end up working. It's just because they're not the same circumference, basically. You'll see a line up at the top when you add those, when you try and put this on the end. You'll see it all the way around because this part isn't as round as it is. But yeah, just in case, the only reason I mentioned that is just because this thing was, like I said, like 20 bucks. So, you know, it would be pretty cool if you guys wanted to go ahead and, you know, buy a couple of these and just add these different lenses. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to add these different lenses to these because the 6-pack multiverse Batman set that McFarlane had came out with, it only came out with one projector. And that's nice when I want to just, you know, show it off with one different style of Batman. But if I'm trying to put this with I'm trying to put a projector with different Batmans, it'd be nice to have all those different lenses be able to work for those different you know, Batman setups you have in your display room. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. All right, like I said, it's not as round, but it will fit in there and it will shine, you know, just like that. Well, you just have to pop this one off the front of there, you know, or don't even put it on there when you guys are assembling it. Okay. Okay, now here it is standing next to a Mattel 5.5-inch basic line Dark Knight figure. And as you guys can see, the actual bat symbol, because it's our bat signal, because it's 6 inches, ends up being taller than him. Okay, now here it is displayed next to Lieutenant Gordon and Batman from The Dark Knight. These are two Mattel 6-inch figures. Now, I do have that signal tilted a little bit, so if I tilt it back down, it'll be the same size as these two figures right here. Like I said, this is meant for 1/12 scale figures, so 6-inch figures. That's why I'm going to actually be displaying it with these two figures right here. Okay, now here's the bat signal displayed next to a DC Multiverse. This right here is that Michael Keaton gold label Batman, 89 Batman. I know you guys are probably wondering, how come you don't show it next to a Christian Bale Batman? That's just because I haven't opened him out of the package yet. I'm probably not even going to open this one just because they just released the one that was in that 6-pack box as well. So I didn't even debate on even opening him yet. But this right here is how this signal ends up displaying next to the 7-inch DC Multiverse figures, okay? Now here it is next to the tumbler. This right here is by Mattel from The Dark Knight. I just want to show you guys how it looked in scale comparison because I'm actually going to be displaying this signal with these vehicles, okay? Because I still use my Movie Master figures. I just love these figures. I love my DC Multiverse figures as well. It's just Mattel had came out with more characters. They came out with a really good looking Scarecrow, the Ra's al Ghul, and all, and you know the Commissioner Gordon and everything. So I'm not going to give up these figures. I do like the ones that Mattel that McFarlane had made, but I got a lot of love for my Mattel figures and the vehicles that they came out with. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to leave a link in the description to where you guys can buy this from. Like I said, I got it from Big Bad Toy Store. I think it was about $19.99, maybe $22.99 or something like that. But it's a really awesome little projector. You know, like I said, it does show that bat signal, and it's really bright, man. You guys turn off the light. It's bright in here, and I got my, my YouTube light on, and I got my lights on in the cave, and this thing is still pretty bright in here. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Until next time, stay cool.